The blue blade pierces the chest. Cold steel meets warm flesh. Qui-Gon Jinn gasps. The air leaves his lungs in a ragged white puff. He drops to one knee. The red lightsaber retracts with a sharp hiss. Darth Maul smiles, a jagged yellow-toothed grin that says it's over, that the Jedi is dead. That the boy from Tatooine will never see the temple, but Qui-Gon doesn't fall. His hand shoots out, not for his lightsaber, for Maul's throat, and in the silence of the reactor shaft, a choice is made that will burn the galaxy to ash. The blue blade pierces the chest. Cold steel meets warm flesh. Qui-Gon Jinn gasps. The air leaves his lungs in a ragged white puff. He drops to one knee. The red lightsaber retracts with a sharp hiss. Darth Maul smiles, a jagged yellow-toothed grin that says it's over, that the Jedi is dead. That the boy from Tatooine will never see the temple, but Qui-Gon doesn't fall. His hand shoots out, not for his lightsaber, for Maul's throat. The Zabrak's eyes widen, the smile falters. He tries to pull back, but the Jedi's grip is iron, quiet, desperate, alive. Qui-Gon pulls, hard. Maul stumbles forward, off balance, just for a second, but a second is all the Force needs. Anakin Skywalker is already moving. The boy doesn't think, he doesn't calculate, he just sees the man who promised him freedom bleeding on the floor. The pod racer engine in his chest roars. He grabs Qui-Gon's fallen blue lightsaber. The metal is heavy, too heavy for a 9-year-old hand, but he lifts it. The thumb finds the ignition. Snap hiss. Blue light floods the reactor shaft. It paints Anakin's face in sharp, flickering strokes. Dust motes dance in the glow. His eyes are wide, terrified, but his jaw is set. Maul turns. The red blade ignites again, but he's too slow. The boy is already swinging, not with form, not with grace, with raw, unfiltered panic. The blue blade catches the red. Sparks shower the metal grate. The impact vibrates up Anakin's arms, rattling his teeth. He doesn't let go. Qui-Gon watches from the floor. Blood pools under his ribs, hot, sticky. He can't breathe, but he can see. He sees the boy. He sees the fear. He sees the power, raw, untamed, a storm waiting for a name. Maul kicks. A heavy black boot catches Anakin in the chest. The boy flies backward, hits the wall. The blue blade deactivates, clatters across the grate. Maul raises his red saber, steps toward the boy. 1 step, 2. No, Qui-Gon whispers. The word tastes like copper. He reaches out with the Force, not to push, not to pull, to grab. The blue lightsaber stops sliding, hovers, trembles, then it flies, straight into Qui-Gon's waiting hand. Maul turns back, too late. The blue blade thrusts upward, through the black tunic, through the Zabrak heart. Maul gasps, a wet, choking sound. The red eyes stare down at the Jedi, at the boy. At the impossible, the red blade deactivates, falls from his grip, clangs against the metal. Maul falls, heavy, dead. Silence returns to the shaft. Just the hum of the reactor, just the ragged breathing of a dying master and a terrified child. Qui-Gon drops the saber. His hand presses against his chest. The wound is deep, fatal. The Council would say so. Yoda would say so. The living Force would say so. But Qui-Gon Jinn has never been good at listening to the Council. He looks at Anakin. The boy is shaking. Tears cut tracks through the grease on his cheeks. He's staring at his hands, at the invisible blood on them. "Master?" Anakin whispers. The word cracks, small, broken. Qui-Gon smiles. Blood stains his teeth. "I'm not dead yet, Annie." He tries to stand. His legs won't listen. The darkness creeps in at the edges of his vision, cold, numb. But he fights it. He has to fight it, because if he dies here, the boy goes to Obi-Wan, the boy goes to the Council, the boy goes to Palpatine, and Qui-Gon knows what Palpatine wants. He's felt it. A shadow in the Senate, a whisper in the dark, a hunger for the chosen one. "Not today," Qui-Gon growls. He forces himself up, 1 inch, 2. His boots scrape the metal. He sways, catches himself on the wall. Anakin scrambles to him. Small hands grip his robe, pulling, trying to hold him up. "Don't leave me. You promised. You promised I'd be a Jedi." "I know," Qui-Gon says. His voice is a rasp. "I know." He looks down at the boy, at the messy blonde hair, at the hazel eyes filled with a terror no child should know, and he makes a choice that breaks every rule in the Jedi Code. A choice that will start a war. "We're not going to the temple," Qui-Gon whispers. Anakin blinks. "What? We're not going to Coruscant. We're not going to the Council." Qui-Gon grips the boy's shoulder. His fingers are cold, weak, but his grip is firm. "They'll take you, Annie. They'll put you in a room. They'll tell you to forget your mother. They'll tell you to forget your fear. They'll try to make you into a weapon." He leans closer. His breath is hot against the boy's ear. "But I won't let them." 3 weeks later, the wind howls across the salt flats of Jeddah. White dust stings the skin. It tastes like old bones and forgotten prayers. The sun beats down, relentless, unforgiving. A small stone hut sits in the shadow of a crumbling ancient temple. The walls are thick. The door is heavy wood, reinforced with scavenged durasteel. Inside, the air is cool. Smells of burning Kyber incense and stale water. Qui-Gon sits on a woven mat. His chest is wrapped in white bandages, stained brown with old blood and yellow with healing salve. The wound is closed, but the scar remains, a jagged line across his ribs, a reminder of the reactor shaft. A reminder of the life he left behind. He is no longer a Jedi Master. The Council declared him dead. Obi-Wan Kenobi wept at his empty pyre. Mace Windu spoke of his sacrifice. Palpatine smiled in the shadows of the Senate. They all think he is gone. Good. The heavy wooden door groans open. Light spills into the dim room. Sharp, blinding. A small silhouette stands in the doorway. Anakin. He's taller now. 3 weeks of hard food and harder training have stripped the baby fat from his cheeks. His arms are lean, corded with new muscle. He wears a simple brown tunic, patched at the elbows. No silk, no gold, no temple robes, just cloth and sweat. In his hand, he holds a wooden training stick, splintered at the end, burned black from friction. "You're late," Qui-Gon says. He doesn't look up. His eyes are closed. His breathing is slow, deep, in through the nose, out through the mouth, the rhythm of the living force. Anakin steps inside. The door slams shut behind him. The light dies. The room plunges back into shadow. "The sandstorm," Anakin mutters. He drops the stick. It clatters against the stone floor. "It knocked over the moisture vaporator. I had to fix it, or we'd have no water tonight." Qui-Gon opens his eyes. He looks at the boy, really looks at him. He sees the exhaustion under the hazel eyes. He sees the tremor in the boy's left hand. He sees the anger simmering just beneath the skin. Hot, volcanic, waiting. "The vaporator can wait," Qui-Gon says softly. "Your mind cannot." Anakin crosses his arms, defiant. "My mind is fine. I did the forms, all of them. Shicho, Makashi. I didn't stop until my arms shook." "I know," Qui-Gon says. "I felt you, through the Force." "You were angry, Annie." The boy flinches. Just a fraction, but Qui-Gon sees it. "I wasn't angry," Anakin lies. "You were," Qui-Gon insists. His voice is calm, patient, like water wearing down stone. "You were thinking about the shop owner, about Watto, about the whip. You were swinging the stick at ghosts, Annie, not at the wood." Anakin's jaw tightens. His fists clench. The knuckles go white. He deserved it. "Who? Watto. The slavers. The people who hurt my mom." The words spill out, fast, hot. "I imagined them, in the sand. I swung the stick, and I wanted to hurt them, like they hurt us." Silence fills the hut. The wind howls outside. A lonely, mourning sound. Qui-Gon doesn't scold him. He doesn't quote the code. He doesn't say there is no emotion, there is peace. That is the Council's way. The way of statues and rules. The way that creates monsters in the dark. Instead, Qui-Gon reaches out. He pats the mat beside him. "Sit." Anakin hesitates. Then he sits, cross-legged, stiff, ready for a lecture. "The Force is not a shield, Annie," Qui-Gon says quietly. "It is a mirror. When you look into it, it shows you what you are, not what you pretend to be. What you are." He points to the boy's chest. "In there, right now, there is a fire. I can feel it. It's hot. It's bright. It wants to burn everything that ever hurt you. Your mother, your friends, yourself." Anakin looks down at his hands. "Is that bad? Am I falling? Qui-Gon chuckles, a dry, rasping sound. "No, Annie, you're waking up. The Jedi Council, they teach you to put out the fire, to bury it under rules and silence. They tell you that feeling pain is wrong, that feeling anger is a failure." He leans closer. His weathered face is inches from the boy's. "They are wrong." Anakin's eyes snap up, wide, shocked. "But the code. There is no emotion, there is peace. The code is a cage," Qui-Gon whispers. "And you, Anakin Skywalker, you are not a bird meant for a cage. You are a storm. You are the chosen one, but not the one the Council thinks you are." He places a heavy hand on the boy's shoulder. The grip is warm, solid, real. "They want a weapon that obeys," Qui-Gon says. "I want a man who feels. Feel the anger, Annie. Acknowledge it. Hold it in your hand. Look at it. But do not let it hold you." He picks up the splintered wooden stick from the floor. He holds it out to the boy. "Take it." Anakin takes it. His fingers close around the rough wood. "Now," Qui-Gon says, "close your eyes. Think of Watto. Think of the whip. Think of the pain. Let the fire rise." Anakin closes his eyes. His breathing quickens. The air in the hut grows heavy. Static crackles. The dust motes freeze in midair. The temperature drops. "Feel it," Qui-Gon commands. "Don't push it away. Let it burn." Anakin's grip on the stick tightens. The wood groans. A hairline fracture appears near his knuckles. Now, Qui-Gon says softly, open your eyes. Look at me. Not at the ghost. At me. I am here. You are safe. The fire is yours, but you choose where it burns. Anakin opens his eyes. Tears stream down his face, but his gaze is steady. Locked onto Qui-Gon's, the static in the air fades, the dust settles, the wood in his hand stops groaning. He exhales, a long, shaky breath. I saw it, Anakin whispers. The fire. It was huge. It could have burned the whole hut down, but it didn't, Qui-Gon says. He smiles, gentle. Proud, because you held the reins, Annie. You didn't let the fire ride you. You rode it. He takes the stick from the boy's hand, sets it aside. That is the difference between a Jedi and a Sith, my son, Qui-Gon says. The word slips out. Son. He doesn't take it back. A Sith lets the fire consume him. A Jedi pretends the fire doesn't exist. But a true guardian learns to forge with it. Anakin stares at him. The fear in his eyes is gone, replaced by something else. Understanding. Trust. A bond forged not in a sterile temple hall, but in the dust and blood of survival. Will you teach me? Anakin asks. His voice is small, but steady. Not the Council's way. Your way. Qui-Gon looks at the scar on his chest. He thinks of the reactor shaft. He thinks of the shadow in the Senate. He thinks of the war that is coming, a war written in the stars, a war this boy will either end or ignite. Yes, Qui-Gon says, I will teach you, but it will be hard, Annie. The galaxy will hunt us, the Jedi will call us traitors, the Sith will call us prey. We will have no home, no army, no flag. He reaches out. He cups the boy's face in his rough, calloused hands. We will only have each other and the living force. Do you accept that path? Anakin doesn't hesitate. He leans into the touch, like a starving child offered bread. Yes, Master. Coruscant, level 5000. The rain falls in silver sheets. It washes the neon grime from the transparasteel windows of the Senate office. Inside, the air is warm, scented with exotic Chandraland spices and old paper. Supreme Chancellor Palpatine stands by the window. His hands are clasped behind his back. His reflection stares back at him from the glass. Pale, serene, a mask of perfect concern. Behind him, the door slides open with a soft hiss. Mas Amedda steps in. The Chagrian's head tails twitch with nervous energy. His blue skin is pale in the dim light. Chancellor, Amedda says. His voice is a low bleat. The Jedi Council requests an audience. Regarding the anomaly on Naboo, Palpatine doesn't turn. He watches the rain, watches the speeders weave through the endless traffic of the city planet. A million lives, a million choices, all dancing to a tune only he can hear. An anomaly, Palpatine repeats. His voice is smooth, like velvet dragged over gravel. Yes, the tragic death of Master Jinn and the disappearance of the boy. Amedda shifts his weight. The Council believes the boy was taken by the Sith apprentice. Before the apprentice was slain, they fear the boy has been turned. Palpatine smiles, a thin, sad curve of his lips. Turned? Oh, my dear friend. The boy was never theirs to turn. He was born of the Force itself. A miracle in the mud of Tatooine. He finally turns. His yellow eyes catch the neon light from outside. They glow. Faintly, hungry. But Qui-Gon Jinn is dead, Amedda says. The funeral pyre burned 3 weeks ago. I attended. The ashes were scattered in the winds of Coruscant. Were they? Palpatine asks softly. He walks to his desk, a massive slab of polished obsidian. On it sits a small holoprojector, and beside it, a single object, a wooden training stick, splintered at the end, burned black from friction. Palpatine picks it up. His long, pale fingers trace the charred wood. He feels it, the residual energy, the heat, the raw, unfiltered potential trapped in the fibers. The Council sees what they want to see, Mass, Palpatine whispers. They see a dead master, a lost chosen one, a tidy tragedy they can file away in their archives. They sleep soundly because they believe the story is over. He snaps the stick in half. Crack. The sound echoes in the quiet office. Sharp, final. But the living force, Palpatine murmurs. He drops the broken pieces into the wastebasket. The living force does not care about our stories. It flows, it bends, it survives. He looks at Amedda. His expression hardens. The mask of concern slips, just for a second, revealing the cold, calculating predator underneath. Double the patrols around the outer rim, Palpatine orders. Send agents to Jeddah, to Ilum, to every forgotten rock in the galaxy. I want sensors tuned to a specific frequency, a spike in the force, raw, untrained, but growing. Amedda bows low. And if they find him, Chancellor, the boy? Palpatine walks back to the window. He places his palm against the cold glass. He looks out at the galaxy. His galaxy. If they find him, Palpatine says softly, they will not bring him to me. They will try to kill him, because Qui-Gon Jinn, that stubborn, foolish idealist, he didn't just save the boy, Mass. He woke him up. He turns back to the room. His yellow eyes burn in the dark. and an awakened chosen one, trained outside the light and the dark, is the one thing even I cannot control. Find them, Mass, before the boy learns to build his own lightsaber, because once he does, the game changes, and I do not like to lose. The jungle moon of Yavin 4 is wet, humid. The air hangs heavy with the scent of rotting leaves and blooming Masaci flowers. Rain drips from the canopy in steady, rhythmic beats. Plip, plip, plip. Anakin crouches on a moss-covered branch, 30 feet above the forest floor. His breathing is silent. His heartbeat is slow, steady. He is 15 now, taller, leaner, hardened by 5 years of running, of hiding, of surviving. He wears dark brown leather armor, scavenged and stitched together. No Jedi robes, no symbols, just function, just survival. At his hip hangs a cylinder of polished chrome and black alloy, his lightsaber. He built it himself, not in a temple ice cave, but in the belly of a crashed freighter on Nar Shaddaa. The crystal inside is not blue, not green, it is amber, a rare, burning gold, the color of a sunset over Tatooine. The color of warning. Below him, the clearing opens up. A Imperial patrol, 6 stormtroopers, white armor gleaming in the dappled sunlight. They are laughing, crude, loud, oblivious. They have a prisoner, a Twi'lek woman, bound, kneeling in the mud. Her lekka are bruised purple. Her eyes are wide with terror. She looks up at the canopy, pleading, silent. Anakin feels her fear. It washes over him like a cold wave. He feels the trooper's cruelty, hot, arrogant, easy. His hand rests on the amber hilt. Wait, Qui-Gon's voice echoes in his memory. The fire is yours, but you choose where it burns. Anakin closes his eyes. He breathes in, the scent of rain, of mud, of fear. He breathes out. The fire rises in his chest, familiar, comforting, a coiled serpent waiting to strike. He doesn't push it away. He doesn't seek peace. He seeks justice. His eyes snap open. Gold flecks swirl in the hazel irises. He drops. 30 feet. Gravity takes him. The wind rushes past his ears. He doesn't scream. He doesn't ignite the blade yet. He waits. 10 feet. 5. Snap hiss. Amber light erupts in the gloom. It cuts through the rain like a physical thing. The troopers look up. Too late. Always too late. Anakin lands in a crouch. The impact sends a shockwave through the mud. Water sprays outward. The amber blade hums. A low, hungry growl. The first trooper raises his blaster. Anakin moves, not with Jedi grace, with predatory speed. A blur of brown leather and golden light. The blade sweeps upward, clean, precise. The trooper's rifle splits in two. The molten metal drips into the mud. The second trooper fires. Red bolt screams through the air. Anakin doesn't deflect it. He twists. The bolt singes his shoulder pauldron. Smells of burning leather. He doesn't flinch. He steps inside the trooper's guard. A gloved fist connects with the white helmet. Crack. The trooper drops, unconscious. The third and fourth open fire. Bolts chew the earth around Anakin's boots. He spins. The amber blade becomes a shield. A golden disc of light. Bolts ricochet into the jungle. Trees splinter. Leaves burn. He charges. Through the deflection. Into the line of fire. The third trooper panics. Tries to reload. Anakin's boot catches him in the chestplate. Sends him flying into a Masaci tree. The fourth trooper swings his rifle like a club. Anakin ducks. The amber blade flashes. The rifle barrel falls away. Useless. Silence returns to the clearing. Just the rain. Just the hum of the amber blade. Just the groans of broken men. 5 troopers down. Non-lethal, mostly. The 6th trooper stands by the Twi'lek woman. His blaster is aimed at her head. His hand shakes. "Stay back!" the trooper screams. His voice cracks behind the vocoder. "I'll do it. I'll blow her head off." Anakin stops, 10 meters away. The amber light paints his face in sharp, golden strokes. Rain sizzles where it hits the blade. Steam rises. He looks at the trooper. He looks at the woman. He feels the trooper's terror. It's sharp, metallic, tasting of adrenaline and regret. "You don't want to do this," Anakin says. His voice is calm, low, older than his years. "You're scared. You're far from home. You're following orders that don't make sense. Drop the weapon." "I said stay back." The trooper's finger tightens on the trigger. Anakin feels the fire surge. It wants to leap, to cross the 10 meters in a heartbeat, to sever the hand, to end the threat. It would be easy. So easy. The fire is yours, but you choose where it burns. Anakin lowers his blade, just an inch. The amber glow dims. "My master taught me something," Anakin says softly. "He taught me that fear makes monsters of good men. You're not a monster, you're just lost." He takes a step forward, slow, deliberate, hands visible, one holding the deactivated hilt, the other open, empty. The trooper hesitates. The blaster wavers. "Please," the Twi'lek woman whispers. Anakin keeps walking. 5 meters. 3, 2. He can see the sweat on the trooper's neck seal. He can hear the rapid breathing inside the helmet. He can feel the exact moment the man breaks. The blaster lowers, clatters into the mud. The trooper falls to his knees, hands on his helmet, sobbing. A broken, ugly sound. Anakin stands over him. He doesn't strike. He doesn't gloat. He reaches out, places a hand on the trooper's white shoulder. "Go," Anakin says. "Take your ship. Leave this moon. Tell your commanders the jungle took you. Tell them whatever you need to survive, but don't come back." The trooper looks up, through the amber glow, through the rain. He sees not a demon, not a Sith, not a Jedi, just a boy. A tired, dangerous, merciful boy. The trooper nods, scrambles to his feet, runs into the jungle, disappears into the green dark. Anakin turns to the Twi'lek woman. He cuts her bonds with a flick of the amber blade. She rubs her wrists, stares at him. "Who are you?" she whispers. Anakin deactivates his saber. The golden light dies. The jungle plunges back into shadow. "I'm nobody," Anakin says. He turns away, walking back into the trees. Just a ghost passing through. But as he vanishes into the canopy, he feels it. A ripple in the Force. Distant, cold, watching. Somewhere, in the heart of Coruscant, a yellow eye opens in the dark. The game has begun. The ruins of the Jedi Temple on Coruscant burn. Orange flames lick the ancient stone. Smoke billows into the night sky, choking the stars. The Clone Wars are over. The Republic is dead. The Empire has risen. And in the ashes of the Council Chamber, two figures stand. One is tall, cloaked in black. A respirator breathes for him. Koopa, mechanical, rhythmic, dead. Darth Vader. The other is weathered, scarred, leaning heavily on a staff of polished wood. His hair is white now, his beard is gray, but his eyes are still bright, still alive, still burning with the quiet fire of the living Force. Qui-Gon Jinn. They haven't seen each other in 12 years, not since the reactor shaft on Naboo. Not since the choice that split the galaxy in two. Vader stands by the shattered window, looking out at the burning city. His red lightsaber hangs at his side, deactivated, heavy. "You came," Vader says. The mechanical voice flattens the emotion, but the tremor underneath remains. "I promised I wouldn't leave him," Qui-Gon says softly. He limps forward. Each step costs him. The old wound in his chest aches in the smoke. "Where is he, Anakin?" Vader doesn't turn. "Anakin is gone, old man. He died on Mustafar. I killed him." Qui-Gon stops. He leans on his staff. He closes his eyes. He reaches out with the Force, past the smoke, past the fire, past the black armor and the mechanical lung. He searches for the boy, the storm, the fire he taught to forge, not burn. He feels it, faint, buried deep under layers of pain and cybernetics and rage, but it's there. A small, stubborn spark, refusing to die. "No," Qui-Gon says. He opens his eyes. They are wet, but steady. "You didn't kill him. You buried him, just like Palpatine buried you, just like the Council tried to bury me." He takes another step, closer to the monster in the black suit. "I taught him to feel, Anakin. I taught him that the fire is not the enemy. The enemy is the cage. And you are in the biggest cage of all." Vader turns, slowly. The red lenses stare at the old man. The respirator cycles. "Koopa. You failed him," Vader says. The words are gravel. "You hid him in the shadows. You made him a fugitive, a ghost, while I brought order to the galaxy. I saved it from itself." "You saved nothing," Qui-Gon whispers. "You traded one cage for another." Palpatine's cage is just made of gold and fear instead of stone and rules. He drops his staff. It clatters on the obsidian floor. He raises his empty hands, open, vulnerable. "I'm not here to fight you, Annie. I'm here to finish what I started in the reactor shaft. I'm here to bring you home." Vader's hand twitches toward his lightsaber. The leather glove creaks. "Home," Vader laughs. A harsh, metallic bark. "There is no home, Qui-Gon. There is only power, and those too weak to take it." "Then take mine," Qui-Gon says. He steps forward, into the reach of the red blade, into the shadow of the monster. He places his weathered hands on the cold black chest plate, right over the blinking control box, right over the heart that no longer beats on its own. "I am tired, Annie," Qui-Gon whispers. "I have run for 12 years. I have hidden. I have watched the galaxy burn because I thought I could save one boy from the fire, but I was wrong. The fire isn't meant to be hidden, it's meant to be shared." He leans his forehead against the black helmet. The metal is cold, lifeless. "Strike me down," Qui-Gon says. "If you truly are Vader, if Anakin is truly dead, then kill your master. Finish your Sith ritual. Become the monster Palpatine wants you to be." Silence fills the burning chamber. Just the crackle of flames outside. Just the wheeze of the respirator. "Koopa. Koopa." Vader's hand hovers over his lightsaber. The leather fingers tremble. Inside the helmet, behind the red lenses, a man is screaming. A man trapped in a suit of armor. A man who remembers the smell of rain on Yavin 4, the taste of salt on Jedha, the warmth of a hand on his shoulder. "The fire is yours, but you choose where it burns." Vader's hand drops to his side. The respirator hitches. A stutter in the rhythm. A glitch in the machine. The mechanical voice cracks. Static bleeds into the modulator. I don't know how to stop burning, Master. Qui-Gon smiles. Tears cut tracks through the soot on his face. He wraps his arms around the black armored figure, embracing the monster, holding the ghost. You don't have to stop burning, Annie. Qui-Gon whispers into the vocoder. You just have to learn to forge again, and this time, you won't be alone. Outside, the temple burns. The Empire reigns. Palpatine smiles in his throne room, sensing a disturbance in the Force, a ripple, a shift. But in the ashes of the council chamber, an old man holds a broken machine, and for the first time in 12 years, the machine begins to weep. Not oil, not coolant, tears, hot, human, real. And in the silence of the burning galaxy, a new fire is lit, not of destruction, but of hope. The Chosen One is not dead. He is just beginning.